All right, what is up, everybody? Back here with another reaction video. As y'all see here, man, I haven't cracked into this yet. I just saw the title. This is very, very interesting to me, man. Right here, look at this. Individual dietary choices can add or take away minutes, hours, and years of life. Somebody comment down below, man. I see people do this right here. Is this not? I'm not getting off track long. I just want to. Is this not improper typing? Isn't it supposed to be minutes, comma, when you do three things? It's one thing, comma, another thing, comma, and years of life. Isn't that how you're supposed to do it? I see some people do that. I always thought that's how you're supposed to do it. But I see people here and there, they'll do it like this, where it's just one comma. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be another comma after that. I'm not a, whatever you want to call that, writing major or nothing, but I'm just curious about that, man. So if it's not, get your writing game on, my people. But anyway, let's get into this, man. This is very interesting to me, very cool. So let's just dive right into it and see what this says. As always with these reaction videos, if it's like a website link or something, I'll drop that first link in the description box. All right, vegetarian and vegan options have become standard fare in the American diet, from upscale restaurants to fast food chains, and many people know that the food choices they make affect their own health as well as that of the planet. But on a daily basis, it's hard to know how much individual choices, such as buying mixed greens at the grocery store or ordering chicken wings at a sports bar, might translate to overall personal and environmental health. That's the gap we hope to fill with our research. So we got some research going on here. I thought this might just been a little article smarticle, but I might get a little bit of research going on here. We are part of a team of researchers with expertise in food, sustainability, and environmental life cycle assessment, or assessment. I thought I was going to say assassination. It says it though. Epidemiology and environmental health and nutrition. We are working to gain a deeper understanding beyond the often overly simplistic animal versus plant diet debate, and to identify environmentally sustainable foods and all that also promote human health. Building on this multidisciplinary expertise, we combine 15 nutritional health-based dietary risk factors with 18 environmental indicators to evaluate, classify, and prioritize more than 5,800 individual foods. Ultimately, we wanted to know, are drastic dietary changes required to improve our individual health and reduce environmental impacts? And does the entire population need to become vegan to make a meaningful difference for human health and that of the planet? Well, you gotta be doing supplementation if you are going 100% vegan. There's problems with the lack of amino acids I've seen for some stuff, and some lack of vitamins, as y'all may know if y'all are in the vegan realm. Putting hard numbers on food choices. I could get off random. I'm just saying the longest living people on the earth that do eat some meat. All the blue zones. Putting hard numbers on food choices. In our new study in the research journal Nature Food, we provide some of the first concrete numbers for the health burden of various food choices. We analyze the individual foods based on their composition to calculate each food item, net benefit, or impacts. The Health Nutritional Index that we develop turns this information into minutes of life lost or gained per serving size of each food item consumed. For instance, we found that eating one hot dog costs a person 36 minutes of a healthy life. In comparison, we found that eating a serving size of 30 grams of nuts and seeds provides a gain of 25 minutes of healthy life, and that is an increase in good quality and disease-free life expectancy. Okay, so I think they're not saying it just adds time to your life, but like they're saying like 25 minutes extra of good quality disease-free expectancy, which if you're diseased, you're sick, you're ill, you're in the hospital, you're living, but you ain't really living, you know what I'm saying? So this is kind of the good. I started laughing a little because that's really cool. I really like to see this, that they're doing that. That's really cool. So if you ate a hot dog, then you ate some nuts and seeds, you're net negative 11 minutes. This is a cool kind of idea, I think, that they're showing this, regardless how true it is. Our study also showed that sustaining only 10% of daily caloric intake of beef and processed meats for a diverse mix of whole grains, fruits, showed that substituting only 10% of daily caloric intake of beef and processed meats for a diverse mix of whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, legumes, and select seafood could reduce on average the dietary carbon footprint of a U.S. consumer by 1/3 and add 48 healthy minutes of life per day. Per day. I'm not sure how we got 24 hours a day. So if you do that, you get 24 hours, 48 minutes a day. I guess this is, I would like to see like the just total minutes to your life. But I guess it's just saying for every extra year you're going to live, it's going to add 48 minutes of healthy, good quality to that, I guess. Or you could just add up 48 minutes for however many days you're doing this, and that added that many minutes to your life, essentially, in that good quality. This is a substantial improvement for such a limited dietary training. That really is. Okay, so we just got a chart here. Let's see what we got here to the left. I really don't know what that is. Okay, that's a peanut butter toast, peanut butter jelly toast. Looks like seeds. I'm not really sure what that is. Apple, some quinoa, maybe cucumber. Fruits and vegetables, maybe? I'm not sure. This looks like candy. I'm not really sure what this is. Eggs, yogurt, pizza, bacon, maybe, steak, soda, bacon, hot dog. I'm not sure. I thought those both look like bacon. I'm not sure what those are. So these are good. So all the way to the left is, no way, bro. Peanut butter and jelly toast is the best thing they found. Are you kidding me? The one's up here at the top. Other steak, maybe. Different kinds of cuts of steak. Which the thing about the steak, man, and life, it comes down to the quality you're eating too. If you're eating just the lowest garbage quality meats versus a good grass-fed organic beef, it's different. It's not the same. The same thing with all the foods. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm really surprised that that's all the way to the left. Peanut butter and jelly. Like, there's so much garbage in jelly, or there can be so much garbage ingredients in peanut butter, highly inflammatory oils, processed oils, and even in or you can get just straight up, like I recommend, the ingredients would just be organic peanut butter, and that's it. But then also the jelly aspect, the jelly or jam, there's a lot of garbage ingredients in that. I haven't done a whole lot of looking into that, but all the ones I have seen at like restaurants, they all have a bunch of garbage ingredients in them. So that's very shocking, and they'd be very processed. So I don't really know. And the same thing with the bread, depending on unless you're going with a good healthy ingredient bread, what you really got to look for. Like, you really have to look for. 99.9% of breads, like in grocery stores and Walmart, so I've looked specifically for them. They're all garbage. Like, you really have to look and look hard for the good ones. And by that I just mean the healthy ingredients, not having any unhealthy ingredients. All right, how did we crunch the numbers? We based our health nutritional index on a large epidemiological study called the Global Burden of Disease, a comprehensive global study and database that was developed with the help of more than 7,000 researchers around the world. The Global Burden of Disease determines the risks and benefits associated with multiple environmental, metabolic, and behavioral factors, including 15 dietary risk factors. Our team took that population-level epidemiological data and adapted it down to the level of individual foods, taking into account more than 6,000 risk estimates specific of each age, gender, disease, and risk, and the fact that there are about 500,000 minutes in a year. We calculated the health burden that comes with consuming 1 gram's worth of food for each of the dietary risk factors. For example, we found that on average, 0.45 minutes are lost per gram of any processed meat that a person eats in the U.S. We then multiplied this number. I don't know why it's doing that in the U.S. Maybe that's just where they studied in the U.S. But again, average person is eating garbage, low quality meats. It's just as simple as it can be. And then it depends how processed it is. And again, if anything's added, I'd say too, like when people here, they kill deer, you can take it to the deer processor. And I don't know I've seen them like strip the skin off the deer. They essentially cut the meat out. I'm not sure what the processor does, but like you can get it ground up. I know you can get fat added in, but you can also get no fat added in, where it's just literally they're just grinding the meat up for you. So in that sense, it should be like not really any process at all. It's just ground up, so it's easier to eat, essentially, right? Instead of having like you figure a freaking deer, like a chicken breast, how big that is, a big slab of a deer, you know what I'm saying? It'd be absolutely huge, depending on what part you're eating there. So it's not really processed, but it's processing the fat. It's just something grinding it up, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, if you're not getting the fat added, the only ingredient is just that deer. You see what I'm saying? Then it would come back down to what that deer ate, and if it's free range and all this kind of stuff, which generally, especially here, it would be. But a lot of people do feed it corn. So corn's one of the most genetically modified organisms. So if your lot is just GMO corn, you kill the deer, and you're feeding it garbage essentially. So that's going to affect the quality of it as well. But let's just keep cracking on here, man. I just wanted to say, basically, all food isn't created equal. You can't just look at meat and say it's bad. You got to look at the quality of meats. But let's just keep on going. We then multiplied, and I'm not somebody who eats a ton of meat, honestly. I do eat it, but even like, I might eat like 8 ounces a day, like two ounces a serving, like on a regular routine day I'm eating like 2 ounces, or actually a little bit less than 2 ounces. I'm eating about 10 grams of protein per meat from meat each meal, essentially. And that does vary some depending on if the food has higher fat or whatever, but it's not much, essentially. Now that it's just not much. So, and when I do go out to the steakhouse or something, I'm getting a steak and all this kind of stuff too. Again, which wouldn't be the best quality or anything like that. But I'm just saying, just keeping all this stuff in mind. We then multiplied this number by the corresponding food profiles that we previously developed. Going back to and like last time I was bulking for the, I just want to say this real quick. Last time I was bulking, I might have actually been eating less meat than that. Because I was eating like 36, 37, 3,800 calories some days. I was getting so much protein from everything else I was eating. I was eating a lot of dairy and eggs. But everything else I was eating, I was getting so much protein. Like I might only have like a few ounces of meat a day. Like there just wasn't that much protein that I would need left over by the time I was eating everything else to fill up all my calories, essentially. Going back to the example of a hot dog, multiply this number, okay, that would previously. Going back to the example of a hot dog, the 60 grams of processed meat in a hot dog sandwich resulted in 27 minutes of healthy life loss due to this amount of processed meat alone. Now that's one thing. If you look at hot dog ingredients, garbage. Absolute garbage. Now again, you probably could find some healthy hot dogs. I would imagine there is a company out there, but I've looked at hot dogs before. Horrible garbage ingredients. Like I'm never eating a hot dog again, essentially. I'm not saying I'm never, but I'm saying I would never go to the grocery store and buy a hot dog for myself to eat. Or like I'm going to very much shy away from them if I'm anywhere that there's any other option, just for the fact I don't know how garbage the ingredients are in them. Then it's highly processed, essentially. There's all kinds of garbage added to it. Then when considering the other risk factors like the sodium and trans fatty acids inside the hot dog, counterbalanced by the benefits of its polyunsaturated fat and fibers, we arrived at the final value of 36 minutes of healthy life lost per hot dog. We repeated this calculation for more than 5,800 foods and mixed dishes. We then compared scores from the health indices with 18 different environmental metrics, including carbon footprints, water use, and air pollution and induced human health impacts. Finally, using the health environment nexus, we color-coded each food item as green, yellow, or red, like a traffic light. Green foods have beneficial effects on health and low environmental impact and should be increased in the diet, while red foods should be reduced. That's just cool. It doesn't say avoid, it just says reduce. When it's, the more you reduce it, like they're saying, the better you're gonna get. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Remind me of a song. I can't think of the song that is though. Our study allowed us to identify certain priority actions that people can take to both improve their health and reduce their environmental footprint. When it comes to environmental sustainability, we found striking variations from both within and between animal-based and plant-based foods. For the red foods, beef has the largest carbon footprint across its entire life cycle, twice as high as pork or lamb and 4 times that of poultry and dairy. From a health standpoint, eliminating processed meat and reduced overall sodium consumption provides the largest health gain in healthy life compared. Sodium composition provides the largest gain in healthy life compared with all other food groups. Now, I would highly disagree with the sodium aspect of it. But again, if we're looking at the average person, yeah, I'm sure they could cut back on sodium. Like for me, I'm eating essentially all whole foods, minimally processed. Like the most processed thing I would eat would be like the Greek yogurt or like any meat. But like I'm saying, I'm buying organic meats, organic yogurt, like the most minimally processed stuff you could possibly get, essentially, right? So it's damn near not processed, essentially, right? And it's still the healthiest ingredients you could possibly get. So essentially, what I'm saying all that to say is, I hardly eat any sodium whatsoever. So, and I actually had to take sodium in via a good source, being good healthy salt, to up my sodium level to actually a good healthy amount, because I'm not getting enough from just my plain whole foods, essentially. But most people eating packaged foods, fast foods, just eating regular foods that they do eat, the garbage foods, you're going to be getting so much sodium, you definitely more than likely can cut back. But again, you really just need to monitor, see where your levels are at, and then look up, see what's healthy for you, and then what, if you should cut back from there. You can't just say automatically need to cut back or automatically don't. You need to see where you're at first off, how much your intake actually is. Therefore, people might consider eating less of foods that are high in processed meats and beef followed by pork and lamb. And notably, among plant-based foods, greenhouse-grown vegetables scored poorly on environmental impacts due to the combustion emission from heating. Okay, so this thing is long, but we're almost at the end here. Foods that people might consider increasing are those that have high beneficial effects on health and low environmental impacts. We observed a lot of flexibility among these green choices, including whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, legumes, and low environmental impact fish and seafood. These items also offer options for all income levels, taste, and cultures. Our study also shows that when it comes to food sustainability, it is not sufficient to only consider the amount of greenhouse gases emitted. The so-called carbon footprint water-saving techniques such as drip irrigation and the reuse of gray water or domestic wastewater, such as that from sinks and showers, can also make important steps toward lowering the water footprint in food production. Gray water, I've never heard of that. Doesn't sound good. A limitation of our study is that the epidemiological data does not enable us to differentiate, but within the same food group, such as the health benefits of a watermelon versus an apple. In addition, individual foods always need to be considered within the context of one's individual diet, considering the maximum level above which foods are not any more beneficial. One cannot live forever by just increasing fruit consumption. I would say there basically wouldn't be much of a difference between a watermelon and an apple. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have slightly different vitamins and minerals added, but all in all about the same level of goodness for you. But hey, apple a day, my people. At the same time, our health nutrient, and that's really not with anything. There's probably going to be there's always essentially a point of diminishing return. And we're to the point where, like, if you did so much fruit, it might come to a point where it's bad for you. If you only did fruit, essentially, like, you need balance. You know what I'm saying? Or if you only did, I think anything too extreme to one side forever is not the right answer. It's really the balance aspect of it. You might could go vegan for a little bit, then have meat for a little bit, then kind of back for a little bit, you know, kind of teeter and totter and see what works best for your body individually. And again, that's one thing I do work with my clients and tailor my clients' diets 100% custom to them, you know, their wants, their needs, their goals, and everything. Fill out the second link in the bio if you want to get started with that workout. I get you completely covered on workout and diet side of things, and my mindset and knowledge side of things too, with one-on-one messaging to me through the app as well. I'm pointing over here because my mic's over here. But at the same time, our health nutrient index has the potential to be regularly adapted, incorporating new knowledge and the data as they become available, and it can be customized worldwide as has already been done in Switzerland. It was encouraging to see how small targeted changes could make such a meaningful difference for both health and environmental sustainability, one meal at a time. You're smart and curious about the world, so are the conservation's author and editors. All right, that was cool, man, but I'm a little disappointed that it didn't really show more of, I wanted to see more of like what it said here, like eat a hot dog, lose 36 minutes. Eat nuts and seeds, gain 25 minutes. I wanted to see some more of that action, like eat a slice of pizza, lose this many minutes, or gain this many minutes. Or I wanted to see some more foods breaking down. I thought that would have made that was like the fun part to me. As y'all could see from the beginning, I even like started like smiling on the inside, so it came out as a laugh here when I was like reading this, because it was fun to me, fun knowledge, just fun. I'm not taking this super seriously or anything, but like it was super. I just find that really interesting and just a fun idea. That's why I wanted to get into this article here, or whatever, this study, whatever this is. But because this right here, I wasn't 100% agree, because again, I just completely shut down this toast and peanut butter, and that's no way that is the best thing. So I wanted to see this broken down and explain what's actually going on here on this. And again, I don't even know what this is. Oh, really exactly what those are, either or that. And I wanted to see it or that. I don't know if one's bacon and I don't know what the other one is. I just wanted to see it broken down more, but still cool that we got. So basically, what can you gain from this essentially? Eat healthier foods. Don't eat processed foods. As always, you're going to be healthier. It's literally that simple. I just wanted to see more of the times. I thought that was, again, really cool, really interesting kind of spin to put on it that I've never seen done before. Also, I did want to see that for more foods, but essentially, you know, eat your fruits, eat your vegetables. You know, if you're more concerned with building the muscle, building the strength, eat your meats. You don't have to eat a ton. Just make sure you're hitting your protein goal. But you know, it's going to be a more optimal protein source than a vegan source, essentially, or vegetarian source, or a vegetarian you can do, because it's not a complete protein source. So complete protein sources are going to be meats, eggs, dairy, essentially. Other than that, they're not really complete protein sources. Like when it comes to, there's some I see that say they are, some that say they aren't, like spirulina and stuff like this, which are like algae. But it's like, to eat enough of that, you'd have to go insane with the amount like of scoops and stuff you'd have to do with that to get enough. I'm again not even 100% sure there is a. I have to do a little more research on that, because I've seen places that said it is, I've seen places that says it isn't. So really, when it comes down to plant, you have to like mix and match. Or I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna pair these beans with this rice, and now I got complete protein source. But it still only comes out to so much of a smaller amount versus if you just ate an egg, or if you just ate some milk or yogurt, or some fish, or what I'm saying. You could be a pescatarian. There's different kind of ways to do it. Again, everything kind of in moderation. Just eat healthier, cut out processed foods. The main thing, just doing that. If you just cut out one processed thing and like filled it with some fruits or vegetables, that right there is going to be a huge benefit to you. And it starts the snowball effect, where if you make this one little positive change, it makes it that much easier to make another little positive change. And don't get so wrapped up. I think people get so wrapped up on trying to make they've been eating horribly, not exercising for years and years and years now, and they want to quit, or they feel so discouraged, like they try something for a week or two and then give up. It's like, this is a lifelong transformation process. So like, I get stoked. Like if I can look back now over the years, and I can just see how, and it excites me, like over time, like how I started. Nobody eats worse than I used to. Like as a kid coming up and everything, even in high school, dude, milkshakes all the time, fast food literally every day, multiple meals, like just fast food almost every meal, Slim Jims, little pizzas, like just the most garbage diet you could possibly think of. Every single day, multiple meal, every meal, right? No thought of nutrition, no vegetables ever, literally ever, never, ever as a kid. Hated them. I don't even think I ever ate many fruits either, honestly. Like I don't even recall ever eating fruit. Like it was just candies and junk food, desserts and pizzas and ice cream and fast food on the daily, essentially. Bagel bites like crazy, man. Like just Slim Jims. Now looking at those, just horrible ingredients. Just the worst thing. Chocolate milk all the time, man. With those garbage ingredients, like just the sugars and so much garbage, man. So I know that if I can transition to it, anybody can transition to it. Like I said, I did that essentially up to high school, and yeah, basically to high school. Actually, probably just on the other side of high school. So maybe like right early college when I really started switching stuff around, man. Again, I made those small changes. And it's so cool to look back and see how, like, over the years, I might, make this one change. I do that. I keep that change for a few months. Dude, I find this other little switch to change. Now I'm so far along. It's like I get so excited when I do find that new thing to feel that extra little tiny nutritional haul I may have, or if I can get 0.001% better with my diet to increase my health, energy, lifespan, longevity, aesthetics, all these kind of things. I get so excited to implement that new thing into my life. And again, it's just a journey, and over time you go, upgrade a little bit, you go, upgrade a little bit, you go, upgrade a little bit, you go. And then you look back, your diet's so much better over time because you kept progressing, you kept moving forward and kept making improvements over time. Which goes right down to my whole life philosophy. We just want to keep getting better in all areas and of our lives every single day. And it doesn't seem like much each day, but when you look back again over the years, years, multiple years, it's a huge gain. So anyway, that's it for this video. First link for this article will be in the first link in the description. I'll go ahead and copy that up for y'all right now. Going to watch the Super Bowl with my dad. Some of it I'm not allotting a whole lot of time for it. Just going really to spend time with my dad, essentially, for an hour or so. And because we got goals, we got dreams, my people. The people in the Super Bowl, they're going after their goals and dreams. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm not allocating really. I'm just doing it again. Really, it's just for me to go spend time with my dad. Honestly, like that's really I don't really care anything about it. But I'm just that's important to me in my life to spend time with my family, the people that the family people that are important to me. Essentially, so I work that time in there. So anyway, going to do that and come back in about an hour or so. Get right back on the Gain train reports. Are always on the Gain train. I say even doing that. That's one thing. Spend time with people you care about, but plan it in. That way you don't take too much time away from your goals and dreams. And you plan it in And even if it is going to be 4 hours, okay, go spend a whole day with so and so. You're still successful. You're on track that day because you planned that in. You see what I'm saying? Whether if you just have no plan, just winging things here and then, you're way off track. But if you plan time in for the people, you're on track still, even though you might not be productive. You're being productive in the sense of you're making progress in the area of your life that you want to. Anyway, I'm getting way off track here. You know, I can do that about the mindset stuff. But anyway, that's it for the video. Stay healthy. Appreciate y'all watching. Thought this was cool. Again, I would like to see more in depth about each kind of more so foods. More so, even though they said they couldn't break it down versus a watermelon apple. But let's just show. I wish it would have shown an apple. Something from at least from each food group or something. You know what I'm saying? A sweet potato, an apple, rice. Y'all get what I'm trying to say here. So anyway, that's it for the video. Stay healthy, go make y'all some gain. I know the sweet potato and rice and the apple are all carbs, but different digestive type carbs. You know, some slower, some fast. But anyway, I'm just saying I wish they would have picked some different kind of like grains, fruit, different stuff from different areas, like an egg, like I said, pizza, some fast food, stuff like that. Anyway, that's it for the video. Stay healthy, go make y'all some gains. I'm seeing y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.